I've actually noticed that the most success has always come from me following my intuition.
Okay guys, so we're switching up a little bit today. We're doing a gym podcast here with my friend Merijn. He is
I was like,
we got to dab it.
Yeah, we're gonna do this.
He's one of the biggest fitness influencers in the Netherlands, and today we're going to be running through his story, how he got started, you know, his takes on business, life, fitness in general, and at the same time he's going to be beasting me on a workout. So we're going to be getting sweatier and sweatier as the podcast goes.
And we're doing it in Marbella, the place where I just bought a house.
Exactly.
Maybe 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I lose track of time.
Yeah. So we'll be tapping into a lot of that about Marbella living, and yeah, let's get going. Let's get started on the workout, man. I'm following your lead, man. I'm following your lead.
All right. So first we're going to do a proper warm up.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I always bring this. Like most gyms will have this, but not every gym.
Yeah.
So if you go to pedal, they don't
have those bands.
They don't have those bands,
Yeah.
which is this is like the lightest band there is.
Yeah.
You do it on a cable station too.
You're just gonna warm up the rotators, or
Yeah.
that's something, bro. I've always had issues like on my shoulder, like it clicks like crazy. Because I used to play rugby. I used to lift, and do you know anything about rugby? No,
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
It's different than American football.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. But they have this thing in rugby where it's called a line out, where you like lift fucking like 100 kilo, 120 kilo guys in the air to like catch a ball. And I used to be one of the lifters. And there was one day I was fucking lifting this fucking heavy motherfucker, and my shoulder just clicked, and I was like, oh shit.
Damn. So we do this one first, just external rotation to the side. Keep your elbows straight. Give it a go. A lot of people do this with a dumbbell, but that doesn't actually...
Doesn't do anything, yeah, because
it doesn't work that well, yeah, because of gravity, so...
Yeah.
And if you do it with the cable, it's usually too heavy.
Yeah.
The cable is too heavy, so...
Like the first setting is like 5 kilos.
It becomes like an exercise, yeah.
So when did you first get into fitness, man?
I started lifting, it's now like 15 years ago.
Yeah?
I just turned 30 a couple of weeks ago. So I started when I was, 15, possibly at 14. But yeah, I was like hanging out a lot, like smoking weed and stuff, and just chilling. Even in the gym, we went to the gym with the friend group, where we were just like getting high and then
working out at the same time.
Yeah. Well, not actually smoking in the gym.
Is it a performance enhancer, do you think, or?
Nah, not for me. I mean, some guys do it.
Yeah.
So what I'll usually do, I'll show you just quickly, because otherwise it'll take really long. So I'll do this whole warm up thing in one go.
Yeah, cool.
So I'll do like 10 of this,
like
quickly, 10 of that quickly. Now I'll do 10 of this, and then what I'll do is this. And then directly push.
But in real scenario, you wouldn't do it that quick, or you would?
Yeah, it's like explosive.
Oh, that's the way you're meant to do it.
Yeah, that's the way you're meant to do it.
I thought you were just doing that for the camera.
No, I'm for real. No. I mean, a little less fast, a little bit more like this rather than. And then what's important as well is a little bit of the biceps. For bicep, we do this regular, but then also hammer. All right. And then I'll also do this for chest.
Yep.
You go on deep stretch. And then like this. So I had this crazy like chest pain a while back when I was doing a lot of dips. And then when I did this warm up,
fixed everything.
It fixed everything, yeah.
Have you had any like major injuries before?
I tore my meniscus once.
That's in your knee, right?
It's pretty much on a YouTube video, yeah. So I did, I think 130 kg for like 8 reps. And then on the 8th rep, I just felt it crack. And then in the middle, and I just still went and completed the rep, which was stupid. Afterwards, I couldn't walk, and then I had to have surgery and everything. Yeah, so, yeah, exactly.
Like that?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're not used to this, it feels...
Yeah, it feels interesting.
Yeah. So how long have you been training yourself?
Since like maybe 14, 15, but I never really trained like a bodybuilder. Like I never really tried to go that deep into it. I always trained for rugby. You know, with rugby, you know, you could be 70 kilos and you have to tackle a guy who's like 130 kilos, right? So you need to be strong to do that, or else you're just going to get killed. I got into it because of that. And then, yeah, always just trained specifically for that, like a lot of overhead press, squats, nothing like really ever bodybuilder style, I guess. That's all I really got into it for. And then once COVID came, I just,
okay, let's sit down.
Just for maintenance, I just kept going.
Yeah. Just follow my lead. Yeah, I've always trained for aesthetics, basically.
Yeah.
You know, seeing the guys in the magazines, Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movies, and then I was like, try and get that superhero physique.
Yeah. Who do you think is like the OG of all OGs in terms of like YouTube, like fitness guys?
Well, Christian Guzman, obviously, he's the OG of the fitness vlogs.
Yeah.
Matt Ogus, Chris Lovato, Jeff Side, Aziz, maybe.
Yeah, Aziz. Yeah.
But Aziz wasn't on you. He wasn't on YouTube. He was on Facebook.
He was just a cult hero.
Okay, so now we do this.
Oh, this is a very sus warm up.
Yeah, it is.
This is very sus.
Yeah, but it actually works though. And then you go like this.
For me, the fitness guys I watched back in the day was like, not really for like advice, but kind of for entertainment, was Cali Muscle. Remember that guy?
Yeah, but what's he?
He was a crazy guy, just like,
So he still is crazy.
He still is crazy, yeah.
Yes, he fucking colored his eyes.
Oh, did he?
He didn't like his eye color. He,
Like an injection or what? Or?
No, I don't know what they do, but they take out, like, I couldn't even tell you. He made his eyes blue because he didn't like the way his eyes were colored. And it's very risky. You cannot even look in the sun anymore. It's like this other guy this week I saw on Instagram. His biggest dream was to be 6'1", or, you know, to be 185 centimeters like me. And so what he did was how did they do it? I think they cut his leg and like made it a little long.
Oh God! And he's like,
he can never run. He can never run for the rest of his life.
That's just a disability.
He's gonna have to recover for a couple of years, but then still he cannot run. And he's like, this is my biggest dream. I'm like, why?
Yeah, your biggest dream is to be a couple inches taller.
For the Tinder profile, maybe? I don't know.
So I watched him for a bit, and then I watched like guys like Furious Pete, the professional eater / bodybuilder guy. He was the guy. He was like, there's one guy who had like 3 heart attacks, and then it became like
Furious Pete.
No, well, he also had
he had something.
He had like testicular cancer or something.
CT Fletcher had a heart attack.
CT Fletcher, that's the guy.
Yeah, so I once did his challenge. He ate McDonald's for like
3 times a day, wasn't it? For
like 20 years.
But that's why I
ate his menu. It was like 5,000 calories, multiple burgers, all in one sitting.
And that was
he ate that every day for lunch.
No wonder he had 3 heart attacks. Holy shit. You used to do the calorie challenges a lot, right? On YouTube? You're going to bring that back? I see Rob was filming another one the other day.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of done with the calorie challenges. I guess it doesn't fit my demographic anymore.
Yeah. It's just for pure views, I think, the calorie
It is entertainment. And I wouldn't, like, back in the day, I would enjoy myself because I would I would have a very, like, also unhealthy relationship with food.
Yeah.
So I would just be getting lean all the time, feeling like shit, wanting to eat food.
Yeah.
And now I don't really crave that much food because I still enjoy foods, you know, so. Have you done weighted pull-ups before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could probably do like 10 kilo, I think.
So start with a 5, just do 1 rep just for the warm-up.
I think I could do 10, I'll be good.
As a warm-up or as a set? We're gonna do 3 to 5 reps.
Oh, 3 to 5, I'll be good. So you started the channel like 10 years ago, right? The fitness channel?
Yeah, so basically when I was 15, I started training. Then I was 17, I started like hardcore training. I was like, I wanna actually make some gains. So I started watching, you know, these YouTube fitness channels. Started doing research online. There wasn't that much science on like hypertrophy, muscle growth as there is today, which is pretty cool. It's really evolved over the years. But there was some science, so I started looking into it, like what's optimal for like natural lifters and stuff.
Yeah.
Because most of the stuff online, it was bodybuilding magazines you were learning from. Obviously, these guys are on steroids.
Yeah, they're on
completely different routines. So I was figuring this whole other world out online, started learning about it, started finally getting results. Back when I was, you know, like 16, 17, it made those 2 years look like shit. Because all of a sudden it was like, I was making crazy progress every week while not actually like eating only dry foods, chicken and rice. So I got really obsessed. I did a study that I really didn't like, International Business and Management.
You went to college for that?
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
so I went to university for that. But I actually quit after like 8 weeks. It didn't do well. I guess partly because I was into the gym so much. Like I was prepping food, I was skipping classes to freaking hit the gym. That study kind of failed. I started hardcore going to the gym. I started watching these videos of Chris Jones, Christian Guzman. And then when I did my next study, which again was marketing and sales, I basically didn't learn much. When I look back on it, but I had to pick something, you know, that's kind of the normal path what you should do. But I started watching these videos and I saw Chris Jones coming from this background where less fortunate family, like neighborhood, and he really made it, you know, through his youth videos. And I was like, shit, man, if he can do it, like, why not me? Why not someone else?
Yeah.
What we got to do is set in between as well.
we can talk and work at the same time.
And then at some point I was just like, I want to do it. I just literally want to do the same thing. I want to do what these guys are doing. It still took me many months to actually do it because that was just a thought. Like, hey, that's just what I want to do. But how many people have that thought?
Everybody has it.
How many people are at home thinking, seeing a video? That's what I want to do. You know, it's like the #1 job that kids want now. It's like being a YouTuber, right?
Or an influencer or whatever.
Exactly.
But bro, you started way before it was like cool, you know, way before it was like
it wasn't cool. And I didn't start because it was the cool thing to do because I was the weirdest guy ever.
Yeah.
I just started because I saw these guys in America doing it and I was like, this is awesome. I want to do this stuff.
Yeah. And you obviously started like in Dutch, right? You started like your...
No, I started in English.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So why didn't you think to start like right away in Dutch? Because I feel like maybe would it not be easier to, I don't know, gain traction quicker that way? Or
yeah, so the thing is, I wasn't strategic. It's not like I sat there and I was like...
You just did it?
What is the smart thing to do? And Actually, that's what I've been doing in recent years. And I've realized that for me, that's not the path to like either happiness, but also success. I've actually noticed that the most success has always come from me following my intuition.
Yeah.
And so that may be very stupid from a business perspective. It probably is. That's why I'm not the best entrepreneur in terms of building a big business, but that's not my goal.
Yeah.
I thought it was my goal. I actually chased it for a while and I got it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this actually doesn't make me happy. And I came back to like full circle to the beginning where I just started recording videos without a plan. I didn't have a master plan. My plan was just, I want to do YouTube. I want to do this stuff. What the other guys are doing. I want to help people, inspire people. I didn't have a business model or like, hey, it's smarter to do it this way than this way. It was just intuition telling me, yo, pick up the camera, start talking, do this.
Yeah. I think too many people, they see all these guys online, like, and everyone gets in these mindsets of like the courses, like step 1, step 2, step 3, you have to do it like this particular way.
I know.
But they forget that you have to do it the way that you have like the sauce in, because your sauce comes from like that intuition, you know, where you can just do your best thing the only way you can do it. And too many people, I think, want to follow what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and like it doesn't mean you shouldn't think like a business person. Because at the end of the day, you have to. But you also need to let that creative process flow. Let's go. You can do it.
5.
Nice, bro.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go heavier. That's fucking good, bro. How much do you weigh now? Like, what are you, like 100 kilos maybe? No, 95, 90?
Not even close.
What do you weigh?
I have a good visual illusion. I weigh 86 and a half right now.
Bro, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's obviously just body composition, you know? Like less fat, more muscle, whatever. Because you're tall too.
Part of it, sometimes I wonder myself, why am I not heavier compared to other guys? Small bones. I do have small bone structure.
That's crazy though.
I don't carry a lot of mass here in my calves. Maybe that's the secret. Nice, one more. Nice.
Yeah, three legit ones. So yeah, when did you start seeing your first growth on YouTube? Like the first big push,
Yeah,
so like 200K.
I was uploading. You know, it was hard starting YouTube. I had a girlfriend at the time. I didn't even tell her. That's how ashamed I was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is like a young kid. You know, I'm like 19 years old. I started making videos from the get-go 3 times a week, every week. I didn't skip a week. I did that for 1.5 to 2 years. After 1.5 years, it was like summer. I started building a coaching website because I had a couple thousand views per video. Nothing above like 5,000 views. I had only maybe 1,000 subscribers. But I had a couple fans.
Yeah.
I guess you could call it. Because they were commenting on every video. They love what I was doing. Mostly from America.
Yeah.
I guess that's why I started English, because I always wanted to move. Look, it's California.
Oh shit. Oh, you got the Californian bear up top as well.
I got into this when I was 17. So I was already in love with like California.
Did you ever live there?
I studied there for 6 months.
Oh shit, okay.
That's why like I studied abroad. I really wanted to like go to America. I mean, my opinion has changed now, and that's why we're here in Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do that in America. I started making videos, started building a website, studentsthetics.com. And I had like my first 2 clients after summer, which was crazy, you know, seeing that first sale come in.
Yeah.
Through PayPal, I woke up. I just had a side job, like a regular one with like not €8 an hour. And all of a sudden it was like 149 euros. And I'm like,
holy shit.
That's
when it clicks, bro. That's when it clicks.
This is real.
Yeah.
This internet stuff is real.
Yeah. Once that first sale hits, like that's when you can, like I feel like before that first big sale, like the $150 or whatever, I don't know, it's hard to see like in your mind, it's hard to see like off in the distance, like what the path is to actually get to where it is that you want to go, right? Like you can't really understand, you're kind of doing it blindly. And then you see that first monetization, and then all of a sudden your mind clears and you're like, oh, I just got to do this like, you know, 3 times a day, 4 times a day. Then you can like take it full time.
Exactly.
That happened for me as well. And like what you're saying about your girlfriend, like here's the sale. Like I did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I like started posting on Twitter like 6-7 years ago. And I was selling like little PDFs like on how to like do e-commerce, and it was only like for like $15 or something. And I just posted it randomly, and it was like a 10-page PDF that I created in, I don't know, 30 minutes or whatever. And I just posted a tweet like, this is live, you can buy it now. Boom, I was getting sales. So I was making like a few hundred a day, and I was like, holy shit, like this is the
first day.
The first day, because I built like about 1,000 followers on Twitter, just talking about e-commerce. And then I dropped the PDF, and then I got like a few sales like off the rip.
That's crazy.
And then
then you have the belief, you know.
Exactly. And then my girlfriend came home from work. She was working at a bar,
Yeah.
And I was like, look, I just made fucking, you know, whatever it was, like $400 or something. And she was like,
That's crazy.
she's like, that's my salary for a month, you know?
Yeah.
We're back after a camera overheat, so it nearly exploded in the Marbella sun. So we're back again, moving on to some incline chest. Feeling like a full body today, so the back, chest. I don't know if we're gonna do legs, but I hope we do not do legs. What would you work with on incline?
I'll do like one warm up now, real quick.
This is a warm-up still for you?
Yeah, but like my warm ups are not like 10 reps.
Mm.
So I work towards the way that I'm doing like 80% of it.
Okay.
So I'll just literally do 1 rep.
Yeah.
And if you don't, and if as you get a bit older, I'm 30 now.
Yeah.
You know, you got to make sure you warm up properly.
Yeah.
For real. And the heavier you go, the more you got to do it. But it's only for the first exercise for chest.
Yeah.
If you do another one, you don't have to.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I literally just one.
You want to do a first set or?
I can do one, I think, at least.
Let's go. Nice.
Not too bad, not too bad.
That's good, man.
Yeah. So you're saying about the stretch, like why do you think most people can't like develop chest?
Yeah, well, some people will be benching and then they will quit here.
Oh yeah.
And then it's honestly mostly triceps.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily mostly, but a lot of triceps. A lot of people bench way too wide, which is also a problem.
Yeah.
And then I think flies are very underrated if you get the technique right on flies. At the end of the day, man, if your chest is not growing, you got to prioritize it.
Yeah.
So I just always started, like right now I started with back.
Yeah.
But if my chest would be lacking, I would start all my workouts with
Chest.
And then a variety of exercise, variety of rep ranges. What I always like to do on the first exercise is like the big compound lift and choose a couple, such as incline bench for the upper chest, the weighted pull up, the front squat, for example, for legs. And on all those exercises, the first body part of the day, I only do 3 to 5 reps and just 2 sets. I stay away from failure, 3 reps, just so I build pure strength.
Yeah.
And then later in the workout, I'll train more for hypertrophy, more for power explosiveness as well. And I'll do like 8 to 12 reps, sometimes a bit higher, but that's pretty much the technique. So big fan of power building. So it's a combination of powerlifting and bodybuilding.
Yeah.
But you don't actually use the same traditional powerlifting exercises.
Yeah.
I don't do regular deadlifts.
Yeah. Oh,
but
right.
I'll do the same principle on a Romanian deadlift. Or on a stiff-legged deadlift.
Yeah.
Or on a front squat. I love front squats for the quads.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's something I never really bother trying to like switch up that much. Almost every exercise I do just like 8 to 12. Like I never tried to.
Bro, you're gonna make so many more gains if you switch to like
going heavier.
5 to 8 reps, honestly.
But heavier.
Yeah, heavier.
Yeah. That's true. I think people,
always make sure not to go to failure completely.
Yeah.
That's a big
Especially
mistake.
when you're benching by yourself.
Big mistake people make as well. I usually bench by myself and it's fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually train to failure.
Yeah.
But you gotta train your mind to actually know what failure is.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think they are failing, but they can actually do 2, maybe 3 more reps. Once you know how many reps you have left in the tank, you can train very strategically. You don't need as many sets. Just train close to failure. I only do 2 sets for chest today.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
Yeah. Just 2 sets.
Yeah.
Shit.
But a high intensity.
Yeah. I got one more.
Yeah.
Or how many more you want to do?
How much do you want to do?
Whatever you want to do, I'll do it.
We're gonna do this one pause though, or maybe you want to drop it a bit.
Paul, if you're there spotting, I can do it.
Go down, pause, yeah.
Oh, I got more in me.
You gotta pause it a bit more though. Go down. Now. Oh yeah. You see, it's
a huge difference, yeah.
It's a huge difference, but this is so good. Like
because you don't bounce it, you know, you don't bounce it up.
You don't bounce it. You feel the stretch so much in your pecs.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually I finish off with this. Sometimes even just with 1 plate is actually enough. You don't have to go heavy on everything.
Yeah. Back to 100 or?
No. I'll do this. Yeah. Just give me one a G clip.
Yeah, 100%. Is there?
You gotta, to turn the brightness down. Yeah. Oh,
Contentception, bro.
That's solid.
Content session inside a content session.
So let's see. How we do a lateral raise?
Let's do it.
We can do it there on the bench. We can do it out here as well.
So you mentioned earlier about that first sale. How did your like journey go in terms of like actually monetizing the YouTube?
Like YouTube revenue has never been a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Still until this day.
Yeah.
I have over 50 million views, which obviously is over a long period of time. But even the videos for I have a couple of viral videos, but not many of them. So it's mainly just being consistent and then focusing on, the sponsorships. Those were not the first. The first was my own business, my coaching business, which made me drop out of university. When I showed my parents kind of the numbers, my mom was an accountant. So she was like, okay, well, here's the proof, you know? About 2 years later, the sponsorships and everything came.
Yeah.
But that still took a while. When I hit like 100,000 subscribers.
Oh, really? It took up until 100K?
Yeah. My protein a bit earlier, but I just paid for my own supplements.
Yeah.
Or maybe got them for free, and I had a commission code.
Yeah.
That's how I started with my protein.
Shit.
And so I'm still with them until this day.
You're doing a marathon like next week or something like that with
with
Alphalete. Yeah.
So my protein is the supplements, Alphalete is clothing. It's what I'm wearing now. Code Merijn gives you a discount.
Yeah.
No, it's I love Alphalete. I love the brand, and I'm the only Dutch athlete, so that's really cool.
Then you also started doing your own the daily wins, right? The other coaching business.
Gotta see myself. It's actually quite a bit heavier because the dumbbells are very thick.
Fat grip, yeah.
You have these fat grips. Yeah, so what I've done is first I started Student Aesthetics, which was my coaching business. Then after I got the sponsorships and I hit 100,000 subscribers, I also wrote a book, My Shredded Lifestyle, which became a bestseller in the Netherlands. So yeah, we launched My Shredded Lifestyle, which was a book. I did it together with some business partners. We self-published the book. Yeah. So that was like a separate business. Then the coaching business. And then we started at some point scaling the coaching business. So we started, first it was just me, obviously coaching people. We started hiring coaches. I've also tried like automated systems before that.
Yeah. Didn't work out too well?
Nah, just the clients were unhappy. Like I was unhappy because the clients were unhappy. Like you don't deliver on the results.
Yeah.
It's like very cheap per month, but then you have like AI. Back in the day it already existed, but it was not as advanced as now. But there's no real human connection. So there are little mistakes. Yeah. And the little mistakes make it unhuman.
Yeah.
Right? So for coaching, I feel like that is.
Yeah, people aren't paying for an AI to tell them what to do. They want a human to actually check in with them, you know? Yeah, so we started scaling the coaching business. We had a team of like 15 coaches. Then we opened up a physical office. And that was kind of my dream. Yeah. That's kind of, as an entrepreneur, you kind of want to have like something like physical office, employees, mostly because it seems cool to be the CEO of the company. Walking in like the boss.
Yeah, but I was actually miserable like walking in there.
So you prefer the flexible like remote lifestyle? Me too, bro. Me too.
Yeah. So I was just wondering like why did I start all this stuff in the first place? Yeah. Because I loved it when I was just coaching myself and making videos. It's kind of doing what I loved. I started multiple businesses, also a clothing business, liquor business, like
liquor.
Yeah, like low calorie vodka. Oh yeah. Kind of like for my demographic.
Isn't it already low cal?
It's cool for my demographic. Yeah, it has some flavor in it. It was a pretty good idea.
What was it called?
Alter. Yeah, I got out of that company. Started doing loads of different things, man. And basically realized like you cannot do everything at the same time. And at some stage I got a burnout as well. So where I had like panic attacks all day.
Oh shit.
My vision started like going crazy. I couldn't.
Just because of the stress of
business? It's all blurry, yeah.
What did you do to cope with that or fix that?
A lot of things, man. I made a whole video on my YouTube channel so people can watch it if they want. But it's a lot of therapy, which I'd never done before. Kind of finding like what you're doing is in alignment with the person you are, your values and stuff. And so I'm kind of a loner and I was working with all these different people and like being having a leadership role. Yeah. Which was not flexible, so kind of like my life was. I kind of made my life. How do you call it? Like a prison cell, a golden cage.
Golden cage, yeah.
The golden cage, yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine in Dubai. Him and I have like similar businesses, like with marketing and everything, marketing agencies. But he's gone the route of having the full office, all the in-person employees, and I'm the opposite. I'm like fully remote. To be fair, he likes what he does. Like he likes having the team there and everything. But for me, I would lose my mind if I had to stay in that place and go into the office every day. I'd feel like I'd just have a job again rather than being like a business owner.
Yeah, like I mean, some people really like that. Some people are people.
Would you fix anything about my form?
Try to get your elbows
straighter,
above your
here.
Yeah, no, end with your elbows higher than your arms. Just focus on that. So try to focus on pulling with your elbows. But it's pretty heavy, so you can tell it's. So I can tell your traps are working a lot.
Elbows higher than, I've never heard that.
Yeah, I actually prefer normally doing this with a cable as well. And then just with a attachment handle. But when you're training together, I don't like that when it takes too long.
Yeah.
It's like unilateral training and then you have to do one arm, then the other person has to go. Yeah, so try to like use them as hooks. It works well.
What do you think about the Dutch lifestyle versus Spanish.
Life is so good here, man. The only thing, when you come here, you realize like how slow things go. You have to kind of get used to that.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was kind of stressed out. In the Netherlands, everything is perfectly organized. Dutch people complain about everything.
Yeah.
That's like, Dutch people have this mindset of,
It's like British people too, man. We love to fucking,
yeah,
like complaining is a national sport of the United Kingdom. I'm telling you.
it really is.
Even when things are good and like there's nothing to talk about, they just start complaining.
So people are totally different here. But also just, it's not that well arranged here, so everything just takes so long.
Yeah.
So when you're standing in line at the grocery store in the beginning, I was just stressed. I'm like, hurry, there's no like self-scanner. Like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of just like, hurry up. And now I'm just there like accepting the fact that it just takes a bit longer and you get into this more mindful state during the day.
More chill,
It's almost like a walking meditation all day because you have to kind of get used to it because otherwise lifestyle's not going to be nice for you.
Yeah.
So you kind of get acceptance with the fact that everything just takes a bit longer.
Yeah.
Mañana, and now I'm a bit more chill, I feel.
Yeah. It's good for the mind. It's good for the mind, and living by the sea as well. It just makes you.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about living here by the ocean.
It really is.
It's just much better for the mindset. I mean, so many people, I think from the Netherlands in particular, everyone just escapes to Marbella, like all the Dutch. Marbella is full of Dutch people, man.
There is so many, yeah. Don't get it twisted, Dutch people are everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are just everywhere. I don't know why, I don't know how.
But you know what, though? The Dutch people are the craziest people I've ever met. Like, if you party with Dutch people,
We are.
they
Those
are
days
the
are behind me
craziest
now.
partiers.
It's pretty nice. Normally I would grab two separate cables.
Have it longer? Yeah.
So it's longer, but this is kind of long enough. Just so you can get it behind your body.
I always love these when I do that. I just feel it like way at the top. Tricep. How many places have you lived? Like America, Spain, Netherlands?
No, that's everything.
That's it? That's all the places? So you never even considered moving to anywhere else?
I've considered it. I mean, I've been in Dubai for like a month.
Yeah. Not your speed?
This is not real life.
Yeah, it's not. Like the opposite, like what you just said about everything being quicker in Denmark, in Netherlands, it's even more quick in Dubai. Like,
yeah, same with America. That's why I do love being in America.
yeah.
That's why I wanted to move to America back in the day.
You lived where did you live?
Well, it's good for business because everything is just so fast. Everything is 24/7. But I also think that's kind of like the downfall of it.
Yeah.
But it's nice to like order Uber and it's there in 1 minute. Order food and it's there right away.
Yeah, I also lived in America for a year. I lived in Boston, which is like the opposite to California. You know, like way colder, big city. Yeah, at a certain point, it's like you think, the American lifestyle is not for me.
Oh, so here we go to complete failure because we're only doing one set.
If you're starting your fitness journey, like being a fitness personality influencer from zero, like let's say you're like a fresh creator today, what do you think is the game plan?
Well, yeah, obviously, like you would always do things different because the whole game is different now. It's easy to say, just do your own thing, be yourself. That's what I try to do. But there's also a system in which you work. Just like when people say, escape the 9-to-5 matrix, you come into a different game, which is the entrepreneurship game or social media game, which is also a system. And you have to work within the system. You can be disruptive, but at the end of the day, you know how it works with content. You have to. The content will be different now than it was back when I started YouTube. But the principle is still the same. I mean, I documented my life. I did it in an interesting way, so it's not like I'm just picking up the camera and showing people what I do all day and share all my thoughts. I had like an idea behind it, which was first, like I'm gonna try to get jacked at 90 years old while still partying. Like my unique selling point. So I actually made videos in depth about like, yo guys, it's morning party now. I made like a blender shake with 1,500 calories, 150 grams of protein. I bring like this low-fat yogurt to the festival, which I eat right before, and I show all this stuff. I would sneak in some protein bars, like in my underwear, shit like that. People would just love it.
I mean, that's a good angle. It's different,
It was a different angle. Like Zeus was kind of like
he was doing partying stuff as well, right?
He was doing partying stuff and mostly like drug stuff.
Yeah.
That was kind of his thing, obviously. But I was natural, first of all.
Yeah.
I was partying, but I was kind of more of a serious guy than this crazy dancing dude. So I made more like, he made entertainment stuff, I made informative stuff.
Okay.
My tip now would be to start YouTube because I think it's still the most underrated platform. It's the one that's given me the most. Also in terms of just business relationships, people I've met, just cool interactions, but also all the sponsorship opportunities. They all come from YouTube.
Oh, really?
Even though my Instagram is pretty big, but it's pretty much just people that came from YouTube to Instagram.
Oh, really?
Instagram grew automatically.
So your YouTube is like the top of funnel kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, right now Instagram is its own kind of beast.
Yeah.
But back in the day, Instagram was just me posting a photo. Yo, new YouTube video live.
Oh yeah.
Check link in bio.
Yeah, because there was no
That was
reels
it.
back then. You couldn't grow IG organically really. You had to pay for shoutouts and everything, and like get tagged in other people's
Yeah, well,
shit.
if you did collabs, bro, when I collabed with Rob Liz for the first time, we both gained, I don't know exactly if it was a Rob, but probably 10, 20, 30,000 followers,
Yeah.
maybe, or with Christian Guzman, yeah. Collabs back in the day were crazy.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, if we collab now, maybe
Yeah.
you get a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand, probably not.
The key now is to
different.
the collaboration posts, like where it says Merijn and Rob posted
I know,
the
but
same reel.
it's still not the same as back in the day because there were only, let's say, 20 YouTube fitness guys.
Yeah.
Fitness vloggers, there were only 10, 20 people.
Yeah.
If someone tags someone out, they're like, oh, you must
Follow
be
as
be
well.
cool because
Yeah.
we like this other guy. But now there's just so many. It's harder for people to click follow.
Yeah.
Which is also good because I think there's oversaturation now, too many people. So you need to be careful who you follow, otherwise your feed gets all messed up.
Yeah. There's a lot of stupid fitness trends.
There's a lot of, oh yeah.
What do you think's the stupidest fitness trend?
Let's hop over the leg extension and I'll tell you. Well, I like the ice bath, the face ice bath one that's going viral now.
What's that one?
Ashton Hall, no?
Oh, actually, yeah. The face. Yeah.
It's not really a trend though. It's not a really fitness trend.
I think the craziest one I've seen, right, is
Fitness trend like BBLs, like shit like that. What is the craziest one?
craziest one I saw is this whole raw meat trend.
Oh,
So,
the
like,
raw meat trend. Yeah.
So I don't.
it's
So
massive, yeah.
obviously I don't mind like sushi. I don't mind like steak tartare. Like, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
But there's people out there like eating
I've
raw
seen-
raw chicken.
Yeah, no.
Like they're
Yeah.
eating rotten meat and everything like this. Like
Yeah.
I met a guy recently, and he's actually a cool guy. But he actually filled the jar up with meat and left it for like weeks and weeks.
He does not sound like a cool guy. to me.
He's cool, but he's
Sorry,
crazy.
bro.
He's cool, but he's crazy.
I mean, the carnivore guys are pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how the vegan community was a while back. And it's just, they only believe in their philosophy.
Yeah.
Which, it works for some people, sure. I tried it myself. It
Yeah.
was horrible.
You didn't like the carnivore?
It's horrible because you don't have a life anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a cult. I started to feel like I was part of a cult.
Yeah.
And you get into these forums and people talk about it, and you realize like, yeah, this is pretty much a cult. Now, I think it can be a good elimination diet for some people.
Yeah.
You can do elimination in different ways.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, there's no need to do an elimination diet if you are completely healthy. If your gut is fine, if your poop is fine,
Yeah. I think it's good. Like you said, elimination. Like if you're sick, you have like a certain issue, like health issue.
Exactly. If you've tried a lot of
everything out.
things, elimination can be good.
You cut it
But
all out, and then you
carnivore
add it back
is-
in slowly.
The ketogenic diet, I'm actually a fan of, and it's actually the same principle as far as how it works for your body in terms of your physical composition. You start using fat as an energy source instead of glucose.
Yeah.
Although with keto, you have a bit more options.
Yeah.
You can also eat nuts, you can eat cheese, you can eat...
It's supposed to be very hard on your liver, though, I hear.
That depends on how you follow it. You can follow keto for a very, very long time and be fine. With carnivore, I'm not too sure. But the ketogenic diet is a little more flexible, but I still found it to be difficult. In Spain, it's possible. In Netherlands, it's not possible.
Why?
In America, if you go to a restaurant, it's just
It's all carbs in there.
there's always some carbs in there. And once you eat a little bit of carbs, you get out of ketosis, you feel like shit.
Yeah. What is your philosophy on diet then?
One of my big things is intermittent fasting, just because it helps with hunger, and that's kind of the biggest issue for most people is they get hungry during a diet, they want to snack, they cannot eat out anymore, they cannot party anymore, they cannot just have regular dinners or barbecues. And a lot of people have a hard time eating a lot of meals per day.
That's me.
Also, when you eat breakfast, often you feel like shit afterwards. And this is something that carnivore guys are right in this sense, that if you eat breakfast with grains, so oats,
Yeah.
they will demonize oats. They'll say you don't eat oats because it'll mess up your gut and everything. I've been eating oats my whole life, that's fine. Although they are right that if you eat it in the morning, the carnivore guys are right, if you eat oats in the morning, your blood sugar will spike.
Yeah.
And yes, you might feel a little more tired.
Yeah.
It'll not be optimal for your energy levels.
Yeah.
So that's why I always have no breakfast. I like intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
But if you do have breakfast, and on some days I do, if I start to run more, do more endurance work, then I only have a protein source and a fat source as well.
Yeah.
Because that combination is great for satiety and also to make sure you don't have these blood sugar spikes. So
Yeah.
you have great energy and focus.
When do you fast, from like 9 p.m. to 12 noon, or how long do you do it for?
I start eating at 11 usually until 7 or so.
Yeah, I notice if and I fast, I intermittent fast too, but not as like a strategy. I just don't get hungry until lunch really. I can do like 2-day fasts and feel great. Like I did my blood work a while ago. They said that I had like a particular gene that doesn't trigger like the hunger response as easily or as quickly. I can go for like 2 days, even up to 3 days without
Yeah.
eating, and I'm not saying that that's something to do, but and there's
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
there's a time and place. But anytime I've done like an extended fast, like 2 days, 3 days, it's so easy for me. Just black coffee and water with salt in it and a bit of lemon. You're chilling, bro. And honestly, by the end of it, I was sitting down to breakfast. I was looking at the food and I was like, I could just not eat it. You know, like I didn't feel that hungry at the end of it. Just like suppresses your hunger totally. But then you have to get back into it slowly because some people, they do like an extended fast and then they instantly eat like, I don't know, they like a cheat meal at the end of it and it just fucks them up.
Yeah, you feel like
you have to get back into it slowly with like bone broths, for example. Like if you take like a bone broth, it's like easy on the digestive system.
Yeah, it's good for the gut as well.
And then you can slowly like ramp back up.
So that's one thing I do with my diet too, is eat fermented foods. So every day I try to have one portion.
Yeah. Would you have like kefir or?
Yeah, or a miso soup. Kefir is really good. Kimchi is very nice as well.
Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut.
Yeah, I love sauerkraut.
And so you start mixing that into your diet. Once a day is great, but even every other day, as long as you try to actively do it.
Yeah.
You know, get in enough fiber as well. So this is something that gets demonized by some people. And yes, the ketogenic diet is different, but if you follow a high carb diet, which is what I do, which is optimal for gaining muscle, for being as jacked as this, and then also running at the same time, is hard to maintain muscle. When I was doing keto, I was losing a bunch of size.
Did you do, so you did high carb when you're training for the high rocks as well, right?
Yeah, I usually do high carbs, always.
Always?
Yeah.
I was training
and it just means relatively high carbs. So it depends on the calories. Can you do one clip?
Of course, bro.
Right.
There we go.
Leg extensions, I'm a big fan. So a lot of people don't do leg extensions. And even when I was training for the high rocks, I didn't do that. And I noticed a difference in my legs. Like you can see the development is so good. You only hit all the heads if you also do leg extensions. For people that say they hurt the knees, you have to go lighter. You don't want to overextend there. So a lot of people do. They're honestly the secret.
So you hated training for the high rocks then? You didn't like it?
Nah, I didn't like training itself. The event was nice, but I like running, I like lifting weights. But like you cannot do stuff like this when you're doing a high rocks because it's a waste of your energy. What
did you change up about your training to get fit?
A lot. It was kind of circuit training, basically. The exercises were different. Focus on like metabolic conditioning and endurance. It's not really focused on hypertrophy. I like weighted pull-ups, for example, but they don't really help with the high rocks.
No.
So you start doing more rows. So you just train differently. Like I like training for aesthetics. You want to have wide shoulders, big lats, you know, the cuts on the legs, V-shape. High rocks has actually made my waist a bit bigger. I'm not lying.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because you do a lot of core work and you do also a lot of like obliques. Just look at like the big guys, I don't want to say strong lift guy, but like CrossFit guys, high rock guys, they have bigger waists.
Yeah. So what's the movement for them that makes the trunk wider? Like
No, a lot is just core. You train core with all these heavy things that you're doing.
Yeah. Well, what is the exercise?
It's actually good for the functional aspect of it. It's not good for the physical shape.
Aesthetics.
So what I'm trying to do now is come up with a method to do both. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting close.
You're becoming a hybrid athlete, bro.
I already was, but yeah.
What do you want to do next? The hammies or?
No, we don't do hammies today. Just one more.
What's your biggest fitness beef?
In what sense?
Like, is there anything you hate about the space you think is stupid or you totally disagree with?
Well, if I open my page now, I'll see a bunch of things, you know. People demonizing foods mostly. Like a lot of people demonize everything in the fitness industry. They have it's marketing-wise very smart to have one outlook, and this is the problem. These are your pain points, and then come with a solution, which is usually buy my course to learn how to eat healthy. I get it marketing-wise, but it does bother sometimes. The netty or not thing has always been there, which it's always been a difficult thing. First, no one talked about it. At some point, I used testosterone, TRT. I put it up on my YouTube channel. I think I was one of the first guys to do it, for sure. Now, in recent years, people started talking about it on YouTube, and they started noticing, like, hey, this content does well, talking about steroids. And now they show needles on TikTok, guys that are 17, 18-year-old. I'm like, now it's going the wrong way, you know? But it's tough because on one hand, it's like people should talk about it, but on the other hand, like they shouldn't talk about it too much.
Like Sam Sulek is, how old is he? Like 19 or 20, and he's on everything, I think, just to get jacked.
I think the standard has just changed so much, the body standard, that it's just it's completely unrealistic.
Well, they
there was a whole group of people that would call me skinny. Still up until this day. You know? And then when I did a Men's Physique show, if you look at the comments, I did it natural for 10 years. People are just calling me
fake natty or whatever.
No, just super. I look like skeleton, super skinny.
Because they think you should be way bigger.
Well, there's two groups of people. So there's this one group of people that will call me skeleton and will call me skinny and will call me like you suck. You've never lifted a day before. I could do this in 2 months. And then there's the other group that will say you're not natural. Definitely
Yeah,
use
yeah.
steroid. And I'm like, there's just two groups of people,
Yeah.
and both of them try to hate.
Nice. Let's train these chicken legs.
I mean, my calves will never grow, but I'll keep trying. So what I'll do is I'll do this set, and then I'll directly superset it with this.
Man.
Okay, so superset it with this. You stand against the wall, and then you raise up your toes. Keep the knees straight. Yeah.
So train the
Shins.
shins.
Especially if you do a lot of running, this is great. These are muscles you never train.
Yeah.
You see them being worked there. You never train them in a regular bodybuilding program.
Yeah.
So this has been really good. So I do this one, and then also variation with the cable and with the kettlebell. And you can make this heavier or easier by standing closer to the wall, heavier further away. And you can also do it on one leg.
This is literally a brand new exercise. I've never
And you can easily superset it with calf raise. That's why I like it. Okay, we're done. This is it.
finished.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, bro, for coming in and doing the workout. We had a good episode, some good pieces of information there, good golden gems. Where can everyone find you on socials?
MERIJN, Instagram and YouTube. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Like,
And,
subscribe,
yeah.
all that shit, and we'll see you in the next one.